Hey lads, today I'm gonna walk you through how to craft a +4 level 12 spell skills amulet. This will be a great amulet for any caster, especially if you're playing plants. This would be your endgame craft. Now, as a little disclaimer, this is not an absent amulet. This is not a high-end giga juicer mana stacker amulet, and if you want to see a craft for one of those, let me know in the comments and I'll show it in the next video. Now, as always, I will start with a small analysis on how I went about making my decisions, whether to fracture myself or buy a fracture base. If you don't want to see the analysis part, jump ahead to this time, but I would highly encourage you to do it as it will help you out in future crafts that you may want to do to learn how I go about my thought process. So here's how I go about doing the analysis. So if I want to fracture myself, I see that right now each base is around 9 divines on average and each fracture orb is around 11.5, and the way we're doing it, we have 3 average tries per fracture, so that means the cost per try is about 20.5 divines. That means an average cost for one successful fracture would be about 61.5 divine. This strategy is always a little riskier, but it also has the potential to give you higher payoff because you can get lucky and just get it first try, and that would mean that your cost would be 20.5 divine. Now you can also get unlucky and spend more than 100 divines and not get a fracture. So I'll leave it up to your discretion to how you want to do it. Now you can buy a fractured. The base is already 65 divine, and it's already fractured, so there's no more cost to it. Perfect. So after we get this out of the way, what we're going to do is go into the website and show you how to buy the bases. So this base here, 60 divines, it's beautiful. It already has spirit. I'm going to go ahead and buy this one. But if you don't want to go ahead and buy this one, and the reason I'm buying this one is because it already has spirit and we're going to chaos spam for spirit. So I'm going to go ahead and buy it. But I am also going to show you how to do it when you have to fracture it yourself. Here are the bases that I'm looking for. +3 level of all spell skills with 2 empty modifiers, item level 81. You can use a gold amulet or a spirit base, whatever you want. I'm gonna go ahead and buy them, and I'll meet you in a second in the hideout. Now that we're back in the hideout, I am gonna show you the materials we're gonna need for the fracturing part of our craft. So we're gonna need 3 essences of the abyss, we're gonna need fracturing orbs, of course, we're gonna need omens of sinister crystallization, and we're gonna need some preserved collarbones. Once you have acquired those materials, you're ready to start your craft. So here are the bases we bought. You can see that they all have +3 levels of all spell skills plus some other modifiers. And what we want to try to do first is to remove the prefixes with the essence of the abyss, and you'll see why this is a nice little trick. So I'm going to apply the essences of the abyss and remove the a prefix. It doesn't have to be just one, it can be any prefix. And apply this modifier called bears the mark of the abyssal lord. What this is going to do is ensure that once we use a collarbone, the collarbone is going to replace this modifier that we just put in the item. The reason why we want to replace this modifier is so when we use our fracturing orb, then we have a 1 in 3 chance, because a fracturing orb cannot fracture a desecrated modifier. So let me go ahead and desecrate all these 3. As you can see, I only removed prefixes, or I always remove this modifier that we had just added. And now I'm going to go ahead and try to fracture my bases. So wish me luck. Here's 1, 2, 3. First one was a fail. This is good and this is good. So I'm going to take just 1 and get into the craft with one of them. So once you have acquired your base, go to Ange and get these materials that I'm listing on the screen now. Now I cannot give you an exact amount, especially of chaos orbs, because it will depend on your luck, but I would say you will need around 50 to 100 chaos. Once you have all the materials in your inventory, go ahead and annul down to only 1 modifier and then start chaos spamming for tier 2 or tier 1 spirit. I like to do anything 40 and above, so I'll chaos spam and I'll see you when I finally get it. Okay, So we got lucky, we got T1. I am actually going to divine it to 50 just because I think it looks better and people search for 50 as a breakpoint on the website. So I'm going to go ahead and divine it to 50. And now what we're going to do is just add a random suffix. I'm adding a suffix because that's where my fracture is. My spells is a fracture. So I'm going to add a suffix. And what I'm going to do next is use one of these essences or omens of dextro crystallization and an essence of the breach. So I can remove this random modifier and I guarantee that my spirit and my level 4 spell skills are safe. And we're going to add this plus 20 to maximum quality modifier. The reason it is important that we have this modifier is because when we use our skittering catalyst here for speed modifiers, we can reach all the way up to 40 quality, and that will give us a better chance of hitting cast speed when we use an omen of catalyzing exaltation. Unfortunately, as you're going to see here, I got griefed, so I'm going to use a dextro exaltation and catalyzing exaltation, making sure it's a suffix and using a perfect exalted to ensure a high tier. Unfortunately, like you see, I got griefed, I got life regen, so I have to start basically not from the beginning, but I have to buy an omen of sinistral annulment just to annul the suffix away and go ahead and do the same thing. I was thinking about cutting this part off of the video, but I want to show you what I do once I get, you know, a bad modifier or something, because it could happen to you. So what I went ahead and did is bind to omens of sinistral erasure. Those are the ones that ensure that your annul is going to remove a suffix, and I went ahead and bought another set of 40 something catalysts, right? So we're going to go ahead and kind of do the same thing, right? I'm going to go ahead, get my annul, get it out of the way, get that suffix out of the way, and make sure you have your omen selected. You don't want to go back to re-rolling for spirit. So I went ahead, I removed that suffix, and I'm going to go ahead and exalt it all the way up to 40 once again. I'm going to go and use another omen of catalyzing exaltation that I don't have, so I'm going to have to buy one, and I always click the wrong one. So I'm going to go ahead and buy one. Thankfully, these ones are really cheap. And now that we're using it, we're going to do another perfect exalted orb. So hopefully you get lucky. Hopefully you don't get grief like me. Activate your omens once again and go ahead and use your perfect exalt. Okay, so we get tier 2 cast speed. This is perfect. I love it. This is exactly what we wanted, especially for a plant build. This is amazing. So once we have finished this process, we are going to go ahead and go back to Ange and get the following materials. We want more omens of catalyzing exaltation. We want carapace catalysts. We want ancient collarbones, omens of abyssal echoes, perfect exalted orbs, and an omen of dextral necromancy. One tip that I'm going to give you is to always check the prices with, especially at this point in the league, with exalted orbs, divine orbs, and chaos orbs, as it may save you a couple chaos, especially if you're tight on money. So go ahead and do that, and then we'll continue on with the craft. For the next step, we're going to go ahead and activate our omen of dextral necromancy, so we can add a suffix modifier. Suffixes are valuable in Amulet, so we want to use a ancient collarbone. Right now they're cheap, they're like 3 divine, so go ahead and use an ancient one and add your suffix modifier. Now we're going to use carapace catalysts to add defense quality, and we're going to use a perfect exalted orb to try to get some, hopefully, energy shield on our amulet, right? Don't be like me, I got lucky, but I didn't activate the omen. I realized this as I see that the defense quality is still there, but don't be like me, don't forget to do that, or you can break your item. So now we're gonna go ahead and open the Well of Souls and go and try to reveal this item. So in here, it's kind of up to you what modifier you want. You can tailor it to your build if you need any specific type of resistances. You can also get rarity, whatever you want. Don't forget to activate your Omen of Abyssal Echoes and go ahead and reveal it. I didn't get anything good in the first try, so I re-rolled it. And I got lucky and got tier 1 rarity, and I think this is tier 3 elemental res. I went ahead and checked which one was more wanted for people if they were trying to buy one, and I ended up settling on rarity of items. So do whatever you want. If you need to use an Omen of Light and an Orb of an Omen, go ahead and do it. In this case, I didn't have to, but you can always roll as many times as your budget allows or as you want to make the amulet you need for your own build. So let's go ahead, get ready, and after the lizard brings me back my amulet from the pit, I will go back to hideout and finish the craft there. After getting back to the hideout, we're gonna go to Ange and get a couple other things. We're gonna get an Omen of Whittling. We're gonna get some Sibilant Catalysts. These are a little expensive, so but they're important in our craft. Obviously, it's what's gonna get us our +4 to level of all spell skills. And we're gonna get a Greater Chaos Orb to roll off our quality mod. So go ahead and add quality. This is caster quality to your amulet. Go ahead and take it up to 40, and you're gonna realize that once you cross that 33% threshold, you're gonna get +3 to be a +4. And for the final step, we're gonna get a Greater Chaos Orb and remove the quality modifier from our item. We're gonna do this by activating an Omen of Whittling, which is always gonna remove the quality modifier, and we're hoping that we get good affixes. So what we need is spell damage, energy shield. We got lucky, we got spell damage. If you don't get that, you can go ahead and try to keep whittling or just settle with it, but you have 5 pretty much guaranteed modifiers that will make your build better. I hope this video helped you. I hope you crafted yourself a great amulet, and let me know what other craft videos you want to see in the future. So like, subscribe, and I hope you have a good one.